Hi, and welcome to the ASI Show Report. We're coming to you from Dallas, Texas at the Convention Center. I'm Joe Haley. Today, the big story is education, education, and more education. As suppliers get ready for the opening of exhibits tomorrow, distributors took advantage of the nearly 60 education classes being offered at this show. We filed a number of reports, starting with a discussion with distributors to see what they wanted to get out of today's session. Okay. And what class did you just attend?
Tips on fundraising.
And what's your number one take-home tip from that class?
That I need to work with fields more, and that I need to start putting promotional product kits together for a lot of the fundraising groups I work with to save my time instead of doing a lot of hunting based on what they think they want.
Cold calling and
the takeaway tip.
Takeaway tip: keep calling.
Keep calling.
keep calling. Keep on calling.
Perfect. Now, the session you just attended was
the cold calling clinic.
And what is one takeaway tip you would take with you?
Building relationships with your clients is key to getting ahead. One of the things that I think that I also learned was that you just can't take a lot of it for granted. You still have to continue to make the calls and go after new business.
All right.
That's basically it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Make sure that you ask for referrals, and so if you have a good name to get through the door, then you're able to be able to have a more softer introduction to the company. And then if you also do a quick a quick promo that you do, to make sure you call to follow up instead of just waiting for them to respond to your email or to your print ad that you sent out to them. You need to make sure that you call to follow up, and then most of the time that's where your leads and actually being able to get face-to-face with them comes in.
And how was that?
Okay, that was one fine report being filed there. Now, next we go to our own Joan Chaikin. She caught up with two of our education moderators.
Hi, we're here with Danny Friedman, Vice President of Additive Incentives, and Danny had a session earlier this morning called Easy Tactics to Get Better Leads. And one of the tips that Danny had mentioned was that some of the most valuable commodity of a rep is?
Well, the most valuable commodity that a sales rep in our industry, and really any industry, has is time. And it's really becoming efficient with your time. And really, to me, the definition, Joan, is making the most amount of money in the least amount of time. And that's what being efficient is, and that's why, to me, time is overwhelmingly the most valuable commodity for a sales professional.
Okay. And then you had also had a great tip, I think, that resonated with a lot of the distributors here about how many leads do you need to get one client?
I have found in my experience that it takes 100 leads to get a new client. And my formula is such: you need 100 leads, and then you make 100 phone calls to get to decision makers. And in those 100 calls, you're going to typically get to 30 decision makers. And out of those 30 decision makers, you're typically going to get 2 to 4 appointments. And in those 2 to 4 appointments, you're going to typically get one new deal or a new client. So you need to get 100 leads to get one new client.
Great advice. Okay, thanks, Danny. We're here with Lisa Leach from Teneo Results, and Lisa just did a class on how to penetrate the Fortune 500 companies. And Lisa, what are some traits that Fortune 500 companies look for in a sales rep?
Well, Joan, I think we first of all have to look at the traits of what those salespeople are, or what those marketing managers are. They're certainly much more sophisticated. They're looking for marketing ROI, and they're much smarter than what a typical promotional product buyer would be. So therefore, when we understand what those buyers are like, then we can start to be able to match the traits of what a salesperson can be like to be able to successfully sell to those people. So when I spoke to a couple of the different top performers in the industry who successfully sell to top 500 companies, they share that because those companies are more sophisticated and smarter, that therefore the promotional product salespeople also have to be able to be that. So they're looking for not just promotional product salespeople, they're looking for promotional sales experts. People who are more sophisticated, who are not just selling more promotional products, but selling promotional solutions and marketing solutions. And one of the last things is how they can provide marketing ROI. I mean, that's such an important buzzword and part of the everyday language of a person who's buying in the top 500 companies.
And a couple of your secrets. You had some secrets at the end that you had mentioned. What's your top secret for a rep to get in a Fortune 500 company?
Well, we're in the promotional products business, and I think the best way in order to be able to get into a top 500 company is to use the power of promotional products. Use a creative, strategic direct mail campaign. And when you're doing that, just, not something simple as a promotional product, but like something like I've done, which was a back-to-school lunch pail around back-to-school time, and being able to tie that in, our salespeople getting A's on their sales report cards. So being creative, having some fun with it, demonstrating the power of promotional products, but in order to be able to increase the response rate of that direct mail campaign, you want to be able to integrate it with a sales strategy. So follow it up with a telephone call to be able to get that conversation with that top buyer.
Thanks a lot, Lisa. You're watching ASI TV.
And thank you, Joan, for that report. Also on deck is Matt George. He was also out there talking to some of our moderators, seeing what it was they were offering to our attendees.
We're here with Cliff Quicksell, who just got done with the Lunch and Learn. What topics did you address at the Lunch and Learn?
Well, we were talking about marketing ramp-up, how to get your business kicked up to the next level, and some different techniques that people were more inquisitive about social media and direct marketing, creativity, and things like that, and how it all worked together.
A few questions that were raised. Anything about marketing, anything specific?
Well, the big topic today was on social media. How do you effectively use Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, how you connect those, and how do you use them to your mutual benefit with your clients, and actually pushing out rich content to your clients and things of that nature.
And how about the attendance?
Attendance was fantastic. We had a packed room, probably, I would think, 200 people. It was really well attended.
And the food?
Food was, it was good. Okay. I snuck a sandwich.
All right. And last time we had you on video, you did the Hucklebuck.
Well, I talked about the Hucklebuck.
Do you want to demonstrate it?
Well, I don't know. Last time I might have to kick it up, but I need a female partner to do the Hucklebuck. And
Joan, would you, okay.
And you just don't fit that bill.
No, thank you.
I love you, brother, but I can't do it.
All right, thank you, Cliff.
Okay, man. Good seeing you. Thank you.
Now we're going to go over to Melinda Ligo. She met up with Rosalie Marcus at the Women's Networking Reception.
Here with Rosalie Marcus, about to start your very popular women's networking reception. But first, Rosalie, I just heard a rumor that women have now taken over the industry. Is that true?
Well, women own 51% of the businesses in the country, and I believe they could be 51% of the owners of promotional products businesses. So yes, Melinda, that is true.
Well, good news for women then.
Absolutely.
Now, what does that mean in terms of marketing to women? What do marketers and people who sell promotional products need to keep in mind?
Well, when they're marketing to women, you really need to be a great listener. And women are the first viral marketers. If you do a good job for a woman, she is going to tell all her friends, and all her friends are going to tell all their friends. So you want to go out of your way, not just for women, but for all your customers. But remember, women will spread the word for you. So it's very important that you do a great job for them.
And I understand you'll be offering some great tips like this also at our first ever women's reception in New York.
Absolutely. I am so excited about that reception, and I hope that everybody that's watching this video will be there because it's going to be an absolutely outstanding event. I'm going to have some great tips for women on how they can leverage everything that they know and their natural instincts to have an even better business in 2010, because let's face it, Melinda, women rule.
That's a great note to end on. For more information on the ASI Women's Summit, check out asishow.com. Thanks, Rosalie.
All right, thank you, Melinda. Now we're going to end up the show here with Tim's take for the very first day here at ASI Dallas.
Hi, this is Tim Andrews, President and Chief Executive Officer of ASI. I'm reporting live from the ASI Dallas show. I'm standing inside the room where distributors and decorators are seeing our live demo of decorating equipment. Ed Levy, the Director of Software Products at Hirsch International and owner of Digitize for You, is keeping everyone in stitches with an in-depth explanation of the process and tips of what equipment to buy. As you can see, there's a direct-to-garment printer and embroidery machine in action. Attendees are getting a free T-shirt hot off the press. Here's what some of the attendees had to say about the demo.
I'm Trina from Creator Designs in Bolivar, Missouri, and it was interesting. We do screen printing with automatics, and it was interesting to see the digital printer and looking at the possibility of that for our business.
For more information on decorating equipment, go to HirschInternational.com. That's Hirsch, H-I-R-S-C-H, International.com. And this is Tim's Take for ASI TV.
Thank you, Tim, and that does it for today, Education Day. Tune in later on where we'll be posting more reports from the ASI Show in Dallas. Thanks a lot. I'm Joe Haley for ASI TV.